Hi all, welcome to this FUTMAS Mendy and FUTMAS Davinson Sanchez SBC kind of breakdown and guide and so forth. So 85 raid cards from both, and definitely very appealing, definitely in the form of Mendy. So good smash links, be awesome, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at G is a legend. All links are down below, both the channel and social media links as always. Comment down below if you're going to do either of these cards, and let's jump into it. So basically Mendy, 2 inform boost, 2 and 85. We kind of suspected that if Mendy was going to happen, they were going to make it big, bold and interesting. 5-star refoot, 4-star skill moves, very standout stats, I would say. Like when you compare his base card to this, there is a big, I would say it's a noticeable difference. Obviously, when you look at the base card, sorry, not the base card, the FUTMAS card, I would say like the stamina is where you're seeing a big improvement. Like everything like in that kind of department of not just like his stamina, but it's like his strength, and there's much more positives than what you were seeing than his base card. Like 93 pace, 70 shot, 80 pass, 84 dribbling, 80 defending, 86 physical. Anchor's perfect for him. I know a lot of people use his base card quite extensively. Like to go up +4 in pace, +6 shooting, +7 pass, which is quite a boost for a +5. +5 dribbling, +5 defending, and +5 physical, which are kind of logical for a +5 upgrade. But in terms of like routes and breakdowns, I would say for 290 300k with 4 packs, it's not cheap. It ain't cheap. And like 433 for the Real Madrid squad is like, you've got to remember as well, and I didn't mean to do that, that was well done. You need to get one Real Madrid player, so you will commonly see people go, especially for an 84 rated squad, you'll see like Nacho Fernandez. You're kind of actually struggling a little bit because there's not really that middle ground this year with these players. You don't really want to be throwing like your Iscos in here, for example. You could throw Isco in, Casemiro, like the higher rated players, or you go a lower rated player like your Nacho Fernandez or Lucas Vazquez and just work it from like there. Because you don't really want to throw Benzema, Isco, Casemiro in, but still you need one inform. But saying that, you could get a low rated inform or one to watch depending on what you have, and it would be fairly straightforward. So 8 Real Madrid route, fairly straightforward. La Liga 85, same kind of principles. You could make the La Liga player be both requirements and then build a like one league, so like Serie A, Bundesliga, as long as you're keeping away from basically La Liga and EPL for this. Rare Mixed Players Pack, small rare gold, 85 is a 3-4-3, which is 1 inform required, so you're probably going to need a half decent inform in this one. Fairly enough, plenty cheap ones around, or if you've been getting any untradables, just remember it's not a red that you can use, which is a bit of a cop out. If they'd done Team of the Week or Foot Champions, it would have been fine, because then I think we'd say, oh, it's not so bad. If we've got reds that we're needing to use, it would help. Like pack return is pretty weak, like 60k worth of packs for Ferland Mendy, so you're maybe looking after packs maybe 250. We'll just say, we'll be generous, we'll say you get a 50k return, or between 30 and 50k return, so between 250 270. Is he worth 250k? The biggest question is, remember his base card was staying like what, 20-30k for so long that it was making no sense. Obviously he's like what, 9-10k now, so people, if they want this card, they're going to do it. Like Roussillon is a nice card, won't deny, and he's free, but the thing is, a lot of people say that Mendy's card is nothing compared to it. Obviously the loan, if you want to give him a bash before you jump in, free games isn't really enough to tell, I will admit. Free, if this was 10, you could obviously see people using it in weekend league. That's why I think they're only free. And like the requirements, not the best, not the worst, but you can tell when it's 74 rated, 60 chem, and it's a lot 1 one option that's kind of obviously locked. You're basically needing a gold squad, because it takes out quite a bit of rating right away. I know it says 4 gold, but you're going to need more than 4 to make this work, unless you're throwing half decent golds in that are like untradables, like your 78, 79s. But yeah, the loan version of them's not the cheapest, I will admit, but you just have to work with it. Then Davinson Sanchez is one route at 60k at the moment, looking at his price. Obviously, if you've got a FUT Champions card, if you've got your Reds, then your sorted Premier League player can just be anyone, so like Ozil, Kepa, whoever's generally the cheapest is where to look. Matinho, whoever's the 84. Like, this could be the type of route where you may see people go like Liga NOS, so like your Bruno Fernandes, Pepe's, Grimaldo's, kind of that kind of one league, but try to make sure it's all the cheap players, and depending on what red you've got. So you could have like not really you're not going to use like Acuna, for example, because obviously his red is still pretty usable, but it depends who you've kind of got from the league. There's a few within Liga NOS, I think, so you could kind of just work with the league accordingly. I'm just using Liga NOS as an example, just because of who's cheap in the Premier League. And I would probably say as well, you could even go you can go Lega, and you can go Serie A. Serie A is the usual way I would go about it when I build them. So I've not obviously built it just now, because who knows what, I could build a cheap route and it might not really be cheap, if you know what I mean. Like Davinson Sanchez is only just given an inform boost. Obviously last year his base card was 84, this year he's 83, and while he's still quite popular, is he really worth the coins? Like, everything's basically +2 on, except for obviously the physicals, which is a +3. But the only real thing I would say is, like, Anchor's all you would really put on the card. Like, his base you could put Anchor on, same for his FUTMAS card, so there's no real difference. Like, his sprint speed is up to, and it's not like that. Wouldn't, for me personally, his FUTMAS card, if it was an inform, I don't see him being like a 60k card. It might be 40, 45 maybe, but maybe 50k at the most. But because he is quite a desirable player, some folk may justify in doing him. But like 60k is not as bad as I thought it was going to be, I will be honest. It seems to be a little bit priced better. And then the loan squad is fairly straightforward. Like, one Premier League, if you've got like an untradeable bronze or silver, whatever it may be, and then you just build a bronze squad around them all, it's not exactly going to be hard or expensive. So as long as it's one league or nation, you're not really breaking sweat over it. Try and use non-league SBC leagues, obviously. So you might want to be using, say, like, you could use Korea, you could use Romania, you could use the Saudi League, not Saudi League, sorry, the UAE League, or like Switzerland, whatever it may be, as long as it's not a league that's affected. Now, looking at it from both players, I would probably say Mendy's the one I'm tempted by, like, only because obviously my team rocks up and we kind of do need that strong left back. For FUTMAS Challenge, I'm sure this is a fresh one. I might be completely wrong, folks, so let me know in the comments down below. I know the one for the rare electrons, I think that's what, a day old, 2 days old. But the FUTMAS Challenge, if this is today's one and it's out for 5 days, isn't worth doing for a Prime Mix Players pack. Like, it's one nation basically, as long as you're not using obviously more than one club a couple of times. But I would say just make sure you get, so you could go Germany, so like five German golds, and then say half a dozen German silvers or bronzes, as long as you're mixing between you could say Bundesliga, but or like a league in a nation, it's not really affected. I've just put up the other FUTMAS Challenge just in case, because I haven't been on checking SBCs for days, to be honest, so I'm kind of in the dark at joys of having a wee break. but that's just basically one league and then throwing another league in, as long as it's a gold squad. So fairly straightforward, nothing too strenuous about that. So to recap, would I do Mendy or Sanchez? Personally, Mendy I would only do if he fits your squad. Same for Sanchez, but if you've been using his base card and you've got the coins and the players, I'd go and do Mendy. Go and do him regardless, even with Ferland in there. But hopefully you find it useful, folks. Smash likes always, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all later.